Okay, so I know some of you guys had difficulty with this problem today in class. So here's how this problem works. So you have Raquel who went to Target and she bought some school supplies. And she spent $20 in total, okay? So she has some mechanical pencils. And she spent $8 on those mechanical pencils. So just $8 on the pencils. We don't know how many she bought. We just know that she spent $8 on the pencils. And then she bought 16 packages of paper. And the question is, how much did she spend on each package of paper? So I would first start off with a tape diagram. Okay? And this whole tape diagram represents the entire cost of her little shopping trip, which was $20. And part of that $20 was this $8 that she spent on mechanical pencils. And the rest of this was 16 packages of paper that we don't know how much she spent on. That's what we're trying to find out. So we might make that our variable. I don't know, P for paper. Okay? And she's bought 16 packages of paper at a price of P. We don't know what it is. That's what we're going to find out. Okay? All right. Our first step is to find out just how much she only spent on paper. So we're going to take this $8 and subtract it from 20. Okay? And what this gives us is how much money she spent on paper, just paper. Okay? So that means this 16 times P equals that $12. Unfortunately, this particular problem doesn't pop out and go, oh, I know what that is. So we actually have to do a little equation solving. The idea is to get P by itself so we know what P equals. And since P is being multiplied by 16, we want to undo that multiplication. And we're going to do that by dividing. So we're going to take this whole side, 16 times P, and we're going to divide it by 16. And because it's an equation, we have to maintain balance. So we're going to also take the other side, 12, and divide by 16. Okay? 16 divided by 16, well, that's 1. So just 1P. Okay? And then I'm going to go off to the side and do a little division problem. 12 divided by 16. I'm only doing this because I don't have a calculator. I'm filming with my calculator device. So I'm going to do long division and practice my long division skills. Okay? So 12 divided by 16. 16 does not divide into 12 evenly. So I'm going to decimal and a 0. Bring up my decimal and figure out how many times 16 goes into 120. I'm going to start with 5. Well, 16 times 5 is 80, because 6 times 5 is 30, and then 5 times 1 plus 30. So we could go higher. Maybe 16, I don't know, 16 times 7, because I think there's a couple more groups of 16 that could fit in there. So 16 times 7 maybe. I know 6 times 7 is 42. Carry my 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. So I have 112. I think that's as close as I can get, because if I add another 16, I would go over 120, because it only takes 8 more to get to 120. So it's going to be 7. Okay? And I'm going to subtract. And I'm doing 120 minus 112. Well, I can just count back or count up. So from 112 to 120, it's 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120. So 8. Add a 0. Bring it down. Oh, look at that. And I just did that math problem right here. So I know that 16 goes into 80 evenly by 5 times. Okay? So what that tells me is P equals 75. So she spent 75 cents on each package. Not so tough once you think about it.